Hello and welcome to another TradeSkillMaster guide video. In this video we are going to do mailing as well as destroying. Mailing first. There should be a button somewhere on the screen now that will take you directly to destroying if that's what you came for. But let's get into mailing. Mailing is another plugin for TradeSkillMaster, naturally, and it helps with mailing. Surprise, surprise. Basically, when you're making gold, or even just playing normally, even if you're not a gold maker, you end up with a lot of random stuff in your bags, such as what I just happen to have after doing a whole bunch of dailies. I've got some cooking materials, I've got some cloth, I've got some greens to DE, I've got some stuff to sell, I've got some stuff for a different guild bank, lots of different kinds of stuff, all of which is going in a different direction. And this is where TradeSkillMaster mailing is really awesome. So let's go ahead and type /TSM as usual. And we're going to hit the one that naturally looks like an envelope, mailing options. Okay, now you're going to see this screen, and let's go ahead and check some stuff out. Auto recheck mail will automatically recheck mail every minute when you have too much mail, which is awesome. Though often if you use postal, this isn't the most important thing, but if you don't use postal, this is a pretty good stuff. Let's see here. Don't display money received. If for whatever reason you don't want it to say how much money you got after you open all your mail, you can click that. I don't have that problem though. Send items individually will send every item you send as a single mail. I've never had a reason to use this, but I'm sure someone does, otherwise it wouldn't be there. Auto send mail delay, you can make it delay up to 2 seconds, but I see no reason to change that. Automatically restart auto mail will do exactly what it says. It will initially start mailing, so let's say we have a whole bunch of shuffling jewelry, and so we'd send out all of that, and then every so often, depending on how we set this, it might automatically restart the auto mail. So you'd hit that, and then if you set this to 10, then every 10 minutes it's going to try and restart the auto mail to allow you to get your bags cleaned out while you're AFK crafting or something of that sort. And now for mailing. So this is how you add a mail target. So this would usually be an alt, though maybe you mail stuff to friends, I'm not sure, but you want to type in your alt's name. So I'm going to mail some stuff to Liquidate, which is one of my bank tunes. I'm going to mail some stuff to Kusabi, who's my rogue. I'm going to mail some stuff to Clockworks, which is one of my bank tunes that handles old world stuff. I'm going to mail some stuff to Rixen, who disenchants my stuff, and there we go. So now I've got this list of 4 people that I can mail stuff to using mailing. And now if I ever want to delete one of those, I'd just click on them and confirm that I want to delete it, but of course I don't. So, Liquidate. This is a character that generally sells all my stuff, as well as holds a lot of stuff like cooking ingredients. Here you can see, you can actually add groups. So if you'd already added tons of Cataclysm pets, for example, into a group, you can just add the entire group. Remember, those groups are created in auctioning. You can just add the entire group, and that will allow you to mail everything in that group without having to put a whole bunch of stuff in. But if you don't have groups set up for this, or you just want to mail off some random items, scroll all the way to the bottom, and here you'll have items listed that are in your bags. So then we just start clicking on it as though we're adding them to a group. So Liquidate gets my cooking ingredients, so we're going to click on Emperor Salmon, Golden Carp, Krasring Paddlefish, Raw Turtle Meat, and she also gets my cloth, so we're going to click on Windwool Cloth, add all of those, and there we go. So that's the items that are going to be sent to Liquidate. Now we go to Kusabi. Kusabi is my rogue, though granted technically she can't open this, but we're going to send her my Ghost Iron lockbox because my rogues hold my lockboxes. Clockworks is an old world bank, so she holds stuff that's not the current expansion, but I keep around for crafting or whatever. So let's see what I'm sending to her. I don't even remember. There must have been something. Thorium widgets. I'm sending her my thorium widgets. And then Rixen is my enchanter, so she gets all the greens. So we'll add that. Oh, and I almost forgot. Liquidate also gets these Contenders Revenant breastplates. So now each character, as you can see over here, has stuff that's being sent to them. All of these items are in my bag right now. So now we'd go to a mailbox, open the mailbox, and here you'll see TradeSkillMaster Mailing Auto Mail button. Click that, and there it goes. It just mailed all of those designated items off to the different alts. You can see it right there. Mailed items off to Clockworks, Liquidate, Kusabi, and Rixen. So that's pretty amazing. That way you can mail lots of items to lots of different places without having to type in every alt name, think, who gets this, who gets that? It's incredibly awesome. So that's the mailing plugin. Let's go ahead and move on to destroying. 3, 2, 1, go. And let's go ahead and get into destroying. I'm on Rixon, who's a 600 enchanter right now. Destroying also works very well for inscription and for jewel crafting, though I'm just going to be displaying it with enchanting. Destroying is essentially a way to get materials for those professions cheaper. So buying greens to disenchant in order to get enchanting mats instead of just buying out the enchanting mats, which might be more expensive. So as you'll remember, here in TradeSkillMaster, by the way, it might have looked a little bit different in some of my other videos. This is the default skin. If you ever want to change the skin, I know this is kind of random, but I hadn't realized I didn't go back to the default skin. If you ever want to go back to the different skin, hit status, options, and then there's some other skins here. But this is the default one, and it's awesome. So, anyways, so you'd go into the auction house and you get your usual TradeSkillMaster window here. And you'll remember in crafting mats you can enable destroying. So this way you can actually search for crafting mats via disenchanting, milling, prospecting for crafting and make sure you get the cheapest available materials. But you can also do a destroying search separately just by itself, which is what we're going to do here. When you first hit there, you hit destroying and you'll see some icons up here. One for inscription, one for prospecting, one for disenchanting, and one for transformation mode. Transformation mode basically is things like turning lesser celestials into greater celestials, and other things like transforming items without a profession into more valuable items to sell, stuff like that. And so those are the professions, and then there's also this little button, even stacks, ore, and herbs. So basically what this is about is, as we all know, you need at least 5 ore or 5 herbs in order to prospect or mill it. And so you can choose to only get 5, 10, 15, or 20 stacks by clicking this button. I don't usually, because cheapest is cheapest, regardless of if I have to hold on to it till I get enough, but you can click that in case you want to make sure that you can prospect everything you buy. So while you're in the auction house, you go and you hit destroying naturally, as we just were, and you've got your buttons. One's for inscription, prospecting, blah blah blah, went over that. So you'd hit whatever profession you're actually going to be using. So since I'm going to be enchanting, or disenchanting as it was, I'm going to hit the disenchant icon. Now we've got these 2 drop-down menus. So the first one is essentially what kind of material do you want? Do you want it to, are you looking for crystals, dust, essence, or shards? Let's say I'm looking for dust. And then let's say I'm looking for illusion dust. That's usually a hot seller. So you'd hit dust, and then you'd go to the second drop-down menu and choose specifically what kind of dust you want. Hit the search key, and the add-on's going to search the entire auction house for things that can get me the cheapest possible illusion dust. So you'll see here, illusion dust right now is 4 gold, 45 silver on my server, but if I disenchant any of these items, I'll probably get it cheaper. So here's basically what we're looking at here. Here's the name of the item, the amount of auctions there are for that item, how many are in a stack, the seller, price per enchanting mat. Now this is an estimate because of course you might end up proccing essences or something because disenchanting's a little bit unreliable. But essentially it's estimating and rounding and doing all the math and figuring out that if you bought this, this is roughly what you'd break down to paying per enchanting mat. Auction stack price is how much you're paying for this item, not for the dust, but for this item, you're paying this much. And then percent market value is how much you're paying for the item. So generally speaking, if you're looking for illusion dust, you can buy anything cheaper than illusion dust and you'll do well. So let's hit that, buy it out, buy out, buy out. We'll just buy a few because I really have so much illusion dust I don't know what to do with it, but now we pull the items out and disenchant it. Yep, getting good illusion dust here. So I spent 12 gold on the materials to get that illusion dust, and given the rate of illusion dust on my server, let's use the quick posting, shall we? And now we click this as many times as we can. So at 8 gold each for 9, I spent 12 gold, and I posted auctions worth at least 72 gold. So that's essentially how destroying works. It allows you to either do disenchant scans like that, or to get your materials at a cheaper rate. So that's all for destroying as well as for mailing. If this video helped you, be sure to like and subscribe, and of course check out all the TradeSkillMaster video guides I've made. Have a great day, guys.